Hey guys, Jay here and welcome back to the channel. So we've got a Terra Luna Classic update to go through here, and it's all about Genuine Labs' recent community spend proposal. And as per regulations on chain with paid per job, this is out of character and it doesn't actually make sense for them to go ahead and go this way about things. So let's move over to the proposal being 12122, Genuine Labs community spend proposal, and it's relatively new. It has just landed and it's a 324 million LUNC for payment for TAX2GAS. So according to paid per job, you perform the work first, you implement the work, and then you are paid for that work afterwards. This is the complete opposite of what they've normally been doing. Now, let me take you over to their Twitter quickly so we can get updated with their information that they have been making available. We finished TAX2GAS implementation proposal and submitted community spending proposal. We'd love for you to cast your vote. Check out the proposal details here. So if we actually go over and we take a look at where this has been posted, it's posted on HackMD. And something I'm finding really interesting is they're taking their information distribution and they're actually moving it off chain. So normally we would like to see these updates go on to the Commonwealth, where everyone in our community, including validators and anyone who'd like to report on the chain, goes to get their information. And we can see that they've stated since the approval of proposal 12120, Genuine Labs implementation of TAX2GAS is regarded as complete. The PR500 has been merged into Terra Classic Core repository. On behalf of Genuine Labs, I'm submitting this proposal for the work we have undertaken over the past 6 weeks. We have maintained transparency throughout the works by providing bi-weekly reports on our progress. You can find detailed updates work in the following links. So for me, this is very interesting because we can see that there is instant backlash in the community. And I myself have voiced my own concerns, stating that there's nothing on the testnet. There's been absolutely no testing whatsoever. We can't see anything being deployed on the mainnet. And that evidence to suggest that testing has been done simply isn't there. They're now asking for the money beforehand, and this is really starting to show me that centralized bodies are once again trying to take control of the chain and putting us in a very awkward predicament. But sure, let's pay them first like we have with many other teams before this. I think this is the worst thing we could do in this situation because it makes no sense for them to ask for the money beforehand. The only ways this makes sense to me is if I start to think in a very negative attitude and say to myself, well, maybe they're probing to see if they can actually get a centralized decision to go through. Maybe they're trying to see how far they can push the community and validators. Maybe they're trying to push the community into a corner again where they only have one choice. And we've seen this many times before with other development teams. So something I want to point out to everybody is how severe the effects are on poor upgrades for myself. It affects everything. LUNC Dash, the wallet infrastructure on LUNC Dash, my project's own infrastructure and systems, including the clan, banking, statistics, and anything that they need to do to manage their penguins, clans, or receive their rewards. The Autocompound system gets affected. Miata gets affected, and all of the NFT projects that surround that. And it runs really deep. It runs so deep that you're all being affected by poor upgrades previously that could have been done better. They could have been coordinated better, and they could have been done in a far more transparent manner than what is actually being promoted. Because as you've seen, they're stating they're doing everything in a transparent manner. But if they were doing things in a transparent manner, why has Frag ejected from the space? And this is something that a lot of people have overlooked. So Frag and Strafe were recently attacked for standing up and speaking out. And this is what happens. If you speak out against a problem, you become the problem. And we can see that Frag has stated that it's having an effect on his mental health and well-being. And this is why he wants to give up his admin privileges, unofficial responsibilities on the Terra Classic repository, and in the future, he won't be available for regular maintenance tasks and managing access rights, prepare and execution of releases for the code that I have not prepared myself, do the dirty work for releases like doing Mantlemint releases, which GL missed out on every time so far, and then responsibility to roll out releases on mainnet or provide any kind of validator support during the rollout, and then review and merge third-party code or contributions. So once again, I would say to the community, if they are working in a transparent manner, why are we having top-end developers ejecting from the space? We have actually seen this previously once before when Genuine Labs first arrived on the blockchain. And what we saw was Vin's L1 development team wanting to work in a combined effort with Genuine Labs, and Genuine Labs completely refusing that and then excluding them from the process. And I think what we're starting to see again is that exclusion coming into play. We've seen Strafe excluded. We've seen Frag excluded. I'm excluded. Many other validators have been excluded. We're starting to see more posts coming up on different places like this. We're starting to see them using different tools than we would usually utilize for information distribution. More importantly, they've reverted to only one source of information flow. And this is causing a bottleneck effect, which doesn't allow any of us to get a clear picture of what is going on. And this has now led to the situation where they're now proposing that they get paid before the work is implemented. So I currently think that they have messed something up, and maybe they're aiming to get paid before the proposal's implemented, then implement the proposal, and they can either walk away or they can pin the community in the corner, because we would need them to come in and fix it, as they've pushed away people like Vin, Frag, Strafe, and other people that were attached to them. And these are the different facts I think a lot of people have been ignoring. And the inherent problem is always going to be a centralized body taking full control of this blockchain. And now that we don't have people like Frag doing the testing, doing all of these other ins and outs, and the same with Strafe, where does this leave us? Well, it leaves us pinned in a corner where really they're the only development team left on chain, because they've intentionally closed the circle of inclusion so small and so tight that it's pushed away developers like Frag and Strafe, who have been instrumental to each and every upgrade that has been performed on this blockchain. So this leaves Genuine Labs holding all of the cards. It leaves them in a position where they can propose that they're paid for work before it's implemented. It leaves them in a position where they're the only development team that are remaining to work on this blockchain. It leaves them in a centralized position of power that is further enabling them to do what they're doing here. And I believe that is what has happened and what is happening and what's going to continue to happen unless the community puts their foot down and starts to listen to these people that are standing up and speaking up. I've been speaking out about Genuine Labs and this issue unfolding for some time, and I can be excluded from things. I understand. I'm a YouTuber. A lot of people hate me. I get it. I'll understand myself being excluded. But when you exclude every single other person on this blockchain, then it becomes an inherent issue. It becomes a problem. And that problem must be solved before we move into this halving event. But let me know what you think. Do you think we should pay Genuine Labs for the work first, then they implement it without testing, without anything being done beforehand, without any of us knowing if it's truly going to break any of the things that we've deployed, developed, modules, contracts, auto-compounding, projects? Let me know what you think in the comments section. It's so important for people to speak up during times like this. And I'm going to be very interested to see how this all pans out in the future. If you like the content here and you got some useful information, consider dropping a like, subscribe, hit the notifications bell to stay informed. And aside that, stay safe, stay humble, stay aware. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one.